All right, so we have our gauge. We have a sample of our fabric. If you are ready to begin spinning the singles for your project, go for it. But if you'd like to know whether or not this yarn will really stand up to the wear and tear of your project, you may want to take the time to knit a distaff. A wrist distaff is a little wristlet or cuff that one is able to wear around the wrist. The purpose of a wrist distaff is exactly the same as the old spinning distaffs that hand spinners would carry around jammed under their arm, which was to keep the fleece or the fiber at bay while spinning on a spindle. A wrist distaff gives you a place to store all of that fiber you're spinning without risking it becoming wrapped or tangled around your spindle. So you just tuck it right in here. There has been a little bit of resurgence of wrist distaffs around the internet, mainly I think due to the resurgence in spinning in general. But what I personally like best about the wrist distaff is the added ability to gauge the wear and tear of a cuff of a sweater, but in the form of a little 2 to 3 inch wristlet. And they are so quick to make. Wearing your wrist distaff around and using it while spinning on a spindle, if you're a spindle spinner, gives you the opportunity to determine if your handspun is durable in the way that you want it to be made. I'm thinking mostly about sweaters here. I'm not sure a lace shawl needs to be put through the rigors of a wrist distaff. But think about the cuff of a sweater. It gets wet easily when washing our hands, accidentally caught on jacket zippers and Velcro. It gets pushed up on our arms and chafed on our clothing. If the yarn is gonna pill, it will absolutely pill in your distaff. If it's going to stretch out and remain so, that'll happen with your wrist distaff. In your course materials, there is a pattern for a wrist distaff that you can make to test your yarn. The math has already been done for you based on the wraps per inch of your yarn. I generally choose a needle size 1 size smaller than what I plan to knit my garment with, since the cuffs of sweaters are generally downsized. You may want to think about taking that into consideration. Also, if a simple 2 to 3 inches isn't enough for you to really evaluate the yarn for your garment, you can always knit the cuff and then continue for 1 inch or 2 in stockinette stitch for the sleeve for a total of more like 4 to 5 inches in your distaff. This is more information for you to collect, and more is always better.